So, I changed my mind. So a little weird saying this, but if you took a look at my last video, you could tell I said I don't think I'll be buying uh the Steam Deck because I said a bunch of reasons why I wouldn't personally be buying it. But I did say something kind of funny at the end of the video. I'm like, these are all the reasons I wouldn't buy it. But to be honest, the most important determining factor of me actually purchasing the Steam Deck or not, when that email comes in, is how I'm feeling that day. And, to my surprise, a couple, like half a week before, or I mean, not half a week before I'm going to college, and I'm not feeling too good because, summer's ending, and you're like, I don't want to go back to school. I'm like, you know what? The Steam Deck would make me feel better. It was an expensive um, stimulant to make myself feel better, but nevertheless, I bought it. And honestly, I have a lot to say about it. People have been. So I have it in my hands right now. A lot of people say of how heavy it is. It's not heavy. Like seriously, you have it in your hand. I mean, I'm a big guy. But still, like, if I was blind and it felt the same as a Nintendo Switch, it would take me. I mean, it wouldn't take too long, but It would take me a second to find out which one's heavier. Like seriously, this may be like twice as heavy, but it's in such a low weight class. Like the Nintendo Switch it's not much heavier. I mean, it's not much lighter. At least it feels not much lighter. Also, holy crap, it feels so good in the hands. Like, especially the sticks. Compared to the Nintendo Switch, the sticks on the Steam Deck are so good. So good. And the screen, too, it feels cleaner. Even though it's just barely better, it feels crisper. It feels so solid compared to the Steam Deck. Sorry, the Nintendo Switch. Ugh, I keep mixing them up. It feels so much more solid than the Nintendo Switch. Because the Nintendo Switch, I feel like if I bent it on accident a little too hard, it would snap. But this, in my hand, it feels industrial. And it feels like, if I, got absolutely destroyed in a game, I wouldn't break it, you know, in a second with my rage, that that's nice. It's a nice feeling. It feels like it'll survive my rage, even though I don't really rage that way with any of my stuff. At least not since I was a child on 360 and throwing controls at the wall. I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, so there is some issues, and it's not like major issues where like you're gonna not want to have the Steam Deck at all, but like um you have to be kind of a tinkerer to play the games that you want to play if they're not like natively supported. So for example, I'm one Xbox, so I like playing Halo. So it took me about 2 hours today. I'm pretty stupid, so that's why it took me so long. I was half on my phone though, so it took longer than it needed to. If I fully focused, anyways, to get Halo working, Halo MCC, Halo Master Chief Collection, and the reason why is because you have to change the proton layer or whatever to not the newest one, but I had to change it to 2 layers older for it to work. And then I also got Halo Infinite to work because they just barely, luckily, just barely before I got the Steam Deck, they added support or whatever. And I just barely got it to work um, just barely before this video, like literally 10 minutes before this video, I got my account signed in. I was in the store looking at stuff. It was all working, and I was very happy. And apparently the performance is pretty baller. It could run this game at like run Halo Infinite at 60 FPS, like low settings, of course, not completely stable, but on a handheld. That's crazy. Crazy. A new game like that. And it's a very pretty game too. I also got Elden Ring on the Steam Deck. Oh my gosh. When I bought the Steam Deck, that was the only game I could think about playing. I haven't even played it yet. I I literally just got all my games downloaded and I haven't even played it yet. And I haven't played the games much yet. Before I made this video, because I just want to make this video so fast, considering it's Friday, and I won't make a video if I wait any longer. So yeah, so games like Elden Ring, which have a Steam Deck verified or whatever, you're able to play natively pretty much. Though it doesn't really play that great. It plays like 30 to 40 FPS. You know, but it doesn't really go below that, which is good. And 30 FPS in a Souls game, little scary. I loved 60 on my Series X, but 30 is still playable, though your reaction speed's a little slower, naturally, because of the lower frame rate. This thing is a beast. It seriously is. Like, it may only have 4 cores, and it has like 8 CUs, which is like 8 cores for the GPU. But it doesn't really need much else. It can't play some games. Like, I don't think it can play Battlefield 2042. Maybe it can, though it says it's unsupported on the Steam Deck. So maybe I'll try installing that, and maybe I'll get back to you guys on that. But this Steam Deck will be a baller for not all new games, some new games, but all old games. I also installed Black Ops 2 Zombies. It says it functions. So there's 4 different things, 4 different marks on the, not marks, whatever. It's kind of like what verifications for the Steam Deck games. So there's a verified game, which means it'll work really well on the Steam Deck. There's it can work, but with some adjustments to the settings in the game. And then there's a question mark, which means it's unverified, so maybe it will or won't work. And then there's non-supported, which means it won't work. Except that's not exactly true, because I think Halo Infinite is a non-supported game, but I just got it to work. So, they have to update the supported and non-supported thing soon, but yeah, it works. Now, people are kind of so the button layout, I think it works. Okay, it's not like it's perfect. The A, B, X, and Y on the right side of the stick, it'll take us a little bit to get used to, because I'm an Elite controller user, or just an Xbox controller user in general. So I'm used to the A, X, Y, and B being below the stick, where the mouse pad thing is right now currently. But I haven't had to use the mouse pad thing currently. I haven't gone into the desktop mode, but I will try that sometime in the future when I am not playing games on my Steam Deck. But honestly, I'm loving the Steam Deck so much. I love it, even though it's kind of a pain to do a few things. So pretty much, if you're gonna buy the Steam Deck, you go check out my last video about all the reasons why I wasn't gonna buy it. And my main reason was I had a laptop that has like a 3080 in it. But the real issue with that 3080 laptop is that it would never be able to play games like on the go, like on a plane, for example, like the Steam Deck would, because first off, the battery be gone in like 20-30 minutes, maybe even faster. And not only that, it'll it's too big. You know, I don't have a mouse and everything. This is just perfect. So I kind of go back on that point in my last video. So, I definitely sound very spoiled in this video. Very, very major first world problems. But yeah, I love the Steam Deck. And, if this is your type of thing, like you got a Switch, but you want to play like, a way bigger catalog of games, the biggest catalog of games actually, maybe a Steam Deck is for you. And if you're an Xbox user, you can use frick. There's a way you can use Xbox Game Pass and stuff like that on the Steam Deck, or like Xbox Cloud Gaming on the Steam Deck when you're in like the Microsoft Edge in the browser mode or desktop mode of Steam Deck. So I don't know about PlayStation users. I don't know if they have anything like that quite yet, but it's pretty cool. You can play PlayStation games. Like I think I might get God of War and play it on my Steam Deck for the first time. That seems like a fun way to go. Anyways, I'm just babbling on now. I really enjoy the Steam Deck. I think it's great. Has its quirks. That's the best way I can put it. But it's beautiful. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Maybe subscribe. I want to get to 200.